Hello, here's turn my comments back on YouTube, you illiterate monkey people with no common sense and can't even back up why you do what you do. For January 11th, 2020, 8:51 a.m. Saturday. This morning at like 5 o'clock in the morning, I went into the store and I got an energy drink, which isn't so good because now I'm drinking 2 energy drinks a day. I don't want to be doing that. That's not so healthy because I barely eat anything after that. But I think I still have energy for another couple of hours or whatever. That's what I feel like. Because I kind of getting like nocturnalized, like totally. Unless I'm up all day today, and then I'm kind of diurnalized. But so, um, cut my finger the other day. I can't even remember how. But yeah, so yesterday when I did the video, like in the morning, like around this time, we were saying, "Oh yeah, maybe I'll be done with the Bath of Constantine by then." No, that was a big miss prediction. I Yeah, and in fact, I'm not even sure I'll be done in a day from now. This is going to be one of those multi-day baths, which makes sense. I mean, all the other baths are multi-day. The bath of Caracalla was like 2.5 weeks. Bath of, I think it was around a week and a half. The bath of Trajan and Titus was like a week. So, yeah, I'm not confused about what I need to do. I don't have any like decisions to do. It's just that there's more baths in the baths of Constantine than in any of the other one that I'm making. It's like hundreds of baths. Yeah, I haven't counted, but it's like yeah, hundreds of baths. It seems like when I looked at the plan of the baths, and this is actually the only plan you're gonna find of the baths of Constantine. I think maybe there was some like really bad ones, but this one is really good, and it's the big map of Rome that I got on the Rumsey site. But it's got all these nooks on the side, and before I was interpreting those nooks as meaning place they would put a statue, and then I was like, but maybe there's too many of them. There's too big, and then I was like, okay, well then I'm putting benches, and they're little etc. for like little classroom benches. I'm imagining the Romans as having classrooms and round outdoor benches where they can all see each other. But then if I figured if it's in a bath, then they're probably baths. I decided to get super aggressive with the baths of Constantine, and just fill up all those nooks with baths. And it actually made sense after I built it. I went, of course, you're going to have tons of bathers there, and it's just pretty, but it makes it really time consuming because I already traced the baths, but when I put the baths in there, like the images, and I think I'll switch the images out, but it's easy to switch the images out and keep the shape and the place. I might switch them with images. It depends on how deep they are. If they're too deep, it won't be realistic, and it'll just keep the image of the pool, but of water. But then I traced the pools on top of it. But then I had to trace, and I haven't made the levels yet, like I mean, for the floor level, I have to trace little holes into all of it. And so that's hundreds of them that I have to do with that, and the round ones are kind of more time consuming, and then I have to fix the structure because the structure wasn't done meticulously and over the bath images that were there now. So I had to, and that's like a whole lot of them for all the baths. So it adds up. So that's why it's taking so long, but it's really pretty. I haven't really been listening to that much. I listened to a little bit talking about quantum computers, but I'm kind of like distracted. I don't know. My weed ran out yesterday, and then I got some more weed, but then it like only lasted less than a day because my roommate just kept coming in, and he came in last night. He's like, "Hey, you want to smoke some weed?" But it's really like light, and it just burns right up. So then I scraped my pipe, which is a bad idea. Like I should just go buy more. I wanted weed to last me to Wednesday, but there's no way weed's gonna last more than a day with the tolerance that I have now. I'd have to buy like a huge $200 like multiple outs. Yeah, illegal weed, but in order to do that, I'd have to go and get a medical, and I don't want to go get permission. So I'm thinking I'm just going to quit weed, but maybe I should just buy more weed and not tell my roommate. Because I have to go all the way till Wednesday. That's when my bike's going to be ready, and I don't want to ride or anything until then. Or maybe I'll just be sober and hang out here. I managed to be like that last year, just working for a few months or whatever, a couple weeks. But yeah, I'm not going to finish the Baths of Constantine today, but right now I was building just these new layers like in front of the pools that go around the edges. Yeah, it's a kind of complex. As I get farther along, and I've been working on this realm project for a while now, and as I get farther along, of course you get better, and I get a little bit more like meticulous as I go along, and I'm like this with everything. In the very beginning, you're like, okay, let's just do a really basic thing, get through with it real quick. But then as you get going into it, you go, oh, this will get good if you make it better. That's how my timeline was. My timeline originally was supposed to just be a really simple, like a timeline of stuff that everybody'd heard of. But then I went, oh, wait, no, you make it complete, make it bigger, and then just make it complete. And so with this row, I could even tell from the tracing. Like when I first traced this, it wasn't exact, but like my rules is just 100% detail. Like if I see a line going through, I try to take advantage of it and trace a new, part of the floor or whatever off that. So, that's what I'm up to. I was just mainly listening to music, even silence. Oh, and I was watching Saturday Night Live videos. But I might get going on some more of that. I want to figure out quantum computing, but in order to do that, I have to concentrate. Like listen to somebody and then look at their pictures and like concentrate on it and not work at the same time. So I'll do that later. I was hoping that I could finish at least the baths of Constantine and Diocletian by Wednesday, but it's appearing to be more and more difficult as time goes on because Diocletian could take another couple days. There's this other new thing that I did the Baths of Constantine yesterday. As the first thing actually that I did when I got up, because that's how I closed out yesterday. On my racetrack around Constantine, I managed to make it 250 meters. Isn't that magical? Diocletian's 400 meters, and I like making it 420, 250 because that's modern day. 250 is a velodrome, 400 for a running track. Diocletian and Caracalla and Trajan, the three big ones, are 400 meters conveniently. And then the smaller ones, Titus and Constantine, are conveniently work out great for 200. So isn't that magical? But the new thing that I did was I got a screen capture from the track in Boulder. I put it onto my track here. And so then this is how big it is. And I noticed, oh yeah, it's a meter wide for each track. So what I did was I made a 5 meter wide track around my 250 meter wide racetrack at the Baths of Constantine, and I made the turnaround area just the exact width of the one at the Circus Maximus, 9.2 meters. I thought for a little bit, make it go around, but then runners don't want to do that. Runners don't want to go. They want to be able to run around something like that, so they don't fuck up their knees and all that kind of stuff. So, so I made it like that. But then I drew in 5 different because it fit 5 well. And I think a regular track is 8, at least the one that I got it off of, but 5 lanes. And so I made it each its own polygon. So it has its own color. And they're all the exact same height. Because it's not always the same height if it's undulating at the wrong point. But at the bottom it was flat. So it worked out great. So I'm looking forward to seeing what that looks like when I get it all done. Yeah, maybe I should have done it with some of the other ones. I don't know. Yeah, just get a little bit more detail as time goes on. And I think I'm partial to the Baths of Constantine. I think they're my favorite because just how they're set up. They're most convenient and just the most feng shui. And I figured out how I wanted it to look with the extra and double letters and everything. Ooh, I'm about 10 minutes. So that's when I get going on this again. I'll be working all day. I won't get done with it, but hopefully, by Wednesday, this one in Constantine. All right, good Diocletian. All right, later.